They called it the cemetery. 30,000 workers, 42 months, the largest airport ever built, and a death toll that 3 different investigations could not agree on. This is the full story of Istanbul Airport, the greatest engineering achievement in Turkish history, and one of the most controversial mega-projects ever constructed. I am Titan Projects, and this is what they did not tell you. By 2013, Istanbul had a problem most cities would consider a luxury. Ataturk Airport was handling 68 million passengers a year, and it was full. Every gate, every runway, every hour of every day. The government solution? Build a new airport. Not an expansion, an entirely new airport. The biggest on Earth. The winning construction bid? 22.15 billion euros for a 25-year lease. The largest airport concession in history. What they had to build was staggering. A terminal of 1.4 million square meters under a single roof, larger than the entire island of Manhattan's Central Park. 3 runways in Phase 1, capacity for 200 million passengers per year. And the deadline? October the 29th, 2018, the 95th anniversary of the Turkish Republic, set publicly by President Erdogan. Unmovable. At peak construction, 43,000 workers on site simultaneously. 3 shifts, around the clock, every single day. For context, Heathrow Terminal 5 took 19 years. Denver International took 16. Istanbul Airport Phase 1, 42 months. They hit the deadline, but what it cost, nobody was prepared to say out loud. In February 2018, a truck driver who had worked on the site for 3 years spoke to an opposition newspaper. He described what he had seen. A worker crushed by an 80-ton vehicle. No ambulance called. The body removed by private car. 2 child workers killed when a rope snapped. No news report, no investigation, no names. His estimate? 400 workers dead since construction began. The government responded immediately. Official figure? 27. 3 trade unions rejected that number completely. By the end of the year, the government had revised its own figure to 55. The unions held their estimate, up to 400. Parliamentary deputies who wanted to investigate were formally denied access to the site. Elected members of parliament turned away at the gate. In September 2018, workers went on strike after 2 buses collided, injuring 17 people. That night, riot police entered the dormitories. Over 500 workers were detained with tear gas. 30 were jailed. The opening date was not moved. The true number of deaths has never been independently verified, and the airport opened on schedule. On October the 29th, 2018, President Erdogan declared the airport open. Turkey's crown jewel, its greatest infrastructure achievement. The consortium was now paying over 1.1 billion euros per year in lease fees to the government, before a single passenger bought a coffee. In 2019, 69 million passengers, ahead of projections. The future looked brilliant. Then, on March the 28th, 2020, every flight stopped. COVID-19. 69 million passengers in 2019, 23 million in 2020, a collapse of 67% in 12 months. The consortium was still obligated to pay over €1 billion a year on revenues that had collapsed by 2/3. The question was no longer whether Istanbul would be the world's greatest hub. The question was, whether it would survive at all. It survived. As global aviation recovered, Istanbul did not return to its pre-COVID numbers. It exploded past them. In 2024, 80 million passengers. Europe's second busiest airport behind only Heathrow. On July the 27th, 2025, 272,000 passengers in a single day. A new European record. 330 destinations, 122 countries. $24 billion contributed to the Turkish economy every year. The bet was right. The geography was right. The ambition was right. Whether the cost was acceptable, that is a different question entirely. The official death toll is 55. The trade unions say 400. The parliamentary investigation was never allowed to happen. Istanbul Airport is all of these things at once. A triumph, a record, a scandal, a question that has not been answered. The Tulip Tower stands over it all, beautiful, silent, and open for business. Subscribe to Titan Projects. Every week, the mega projects that changed the world, and the ones that changed it in ways nobody was supposed to talk about. Drop your verdict in the comments. Was Istanbul Airport worth it? See you in the next one.